The S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100. We got to jump right into this today. We got a little pullback. We got a little bit of a pullback. But what do we say? What are we looking for? What are we looking for today? Because we have a lot of things that started to happen today. A little bit of a rotation. We warned about the rotation. I will say, shocking that we dipped the way we did into this, little drop. But we're coming into the demand. If you're not following on Twitter, I recommend you do so. I got to pull this up real quick. A little bit unprofessional the way I'm doing this, but I'm going to tell you right now. Earlier today, noon, this is the demand level right down here, 14.3, 14.25, roughly on the Nasdaq. That's the one pulling back. We look at ES. You're sitting at yesterday's lows. You're not doing much. We push up into basically new highs, come back down. Rejection, potential double top, maybe. We'll talk about it. We have a lot to cover here today. A lot to cover. But the bright spot of today was Dow. On the day, Dow had love. Dow moved up. Good action on Dow. Are we possibly bull flagging trying to break out? It's possible. We have a lot of stuff to talk about there. And then the highlight, the diamond in the rough, is the Russell. It continues to make me happy. I said it. The Russell makes me happy. Congratulations. Continues to push up here. What does this indicate to us? Is it possible that we're pushing into a further risk on mentality? That's the golden egg question of the day. And I believe we will get our answer. But of course, before we jump into that, to ask you, consider doing two things: liking and subscribing every single day, Monday through Friday. Sunday we do fundamentals, but we make educational content for you so you are prepared and you know what to expect. Okay? You need to understand that. Okay? Also, too, if you're looking for a community, right? Looking for a community of people to get involved with, the Discord may be for you, right? This is our website. Check us out. But don't join if you're looking just for signals, this or that, okay? We have a lot of free information for the beginning trader. If you're a beginner, I recommend learning first. All this educational resources on our site is here for you. We draw this all up. We are posting new articles and new education almost every single week along with the newsletter, so make sure you check it out. And also, too, before we jump into the video, I want to say one thing. I like to put my money where my mouth is. Everyone keeps talking about Tyler, the drop. How's this working out for you, right? Tyler, what's going on? I did pretty good today. 7K on Tesla, gap up. Don't want to, flex. Don't want to throw too much of that. And you're not going to see me flexing all these gains. But when you call me a liar, I have to. So let's take a real quick look at Interactive. It's not on my TradeZella yet because it happened today, obviously. And I actually made a little bit more. But you can see this was my entry on my account. And it went all the way up to around, boom, 19K. And I'll have to scratch out that account number as well. But that's how we went today. Now, again, let's jump into what's happening here. Let's be crystal clear. Holding plays today was not the move. It was not. Okay. Today in Discord, very quiet, very calm day for myself. Very, very calm. But what I will say is you're kind of where we want to be. So let's first go over the Nasdaq. And today's video is not going to be super long because we need to jump right in. So we can see that demand zone that's kind of establishing down here. We're there, right? We're there. We're at support. ES, so far, you haven't broken down. You haven't made a lower low here. Very interested to see this. As long as we remain here, I remain very strong in the market. I also want to cover really quick a book map and show you what's happening here, because book map is also down below, and it's a good example of the heat map and what's happening with the underlying market, and gives really good visuals here. So if we look at book map, look at what's happening here. So we can really see the volume that's flowing in. Also today, I want to establish this. On your first drop, you get a very big order, around 1,500 lots. And then for the remainder of the day at these lows, you're just getting icebergs of about 500 to 1,000 lots nonstop, just all day long accumulating. We've seen this story. I'm not saying that you have to go up or you have to pump, but people are still buying in here, which pushes us back to RTY and the Russell. And again, anytime the Russell moves like this, you have to get excited. When's the last time the Russell started to move to the upside like this? When was it? Back in January. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want us to talk about it. But again, you pushed up, and that's the last time we had this risk on mentality until the Fed said what they did. So again, It's possible we're getting that rotation. So let's get a little bit more views on what's happening with said rotation. Names like Caterpillar, they've been getting hit over the past few months when tech was running. Caterpillar, monster day from 209 over the last 4 days to 240 almost. Okay. Home Depot, remember this bad boy? You are now trying to mount the daily 200 SMA. Okay, you're trying. You are trying hard, right? You're trying very hard here. Trying to push and mount it. Well, a little bit further, Boeing. You had that news yesterday about them getting sued and them stopping the manufacturing. But look here, Boeing's trying to mount the 200 weekly SMA. The story continues to play out here. So you have to start to get excited and wondering, well, what about banks, right? Banks are the weakest sector in the market. XLF, another great day, pushing up. Energy, pushing up. So all those names that were weak are now getting love. And this makes you wonder, what happens if we start to get the tech to come back into play here? Because last week we talked about it. If you start getting love from Dow and these weak names, ES is going to push. And it did. It hit 4,300 to the tick. But what happens if they go together? That's when things get enticing. And that's when you can really start making your money here. And that's when we possibly get put back into a confirmed bull market. Okay? That's what we have to start thinking about here. And that's where my focus is shifting. If we can start seeing the rotation go full circle back into tech, I think it's all but confirmed at that point. Don't shoot the messenger. So that's what we're looking at here. I don't want to drag today's video on because there's not an extensive amount to cover today. But when we look at the market, it's important for us to be unbiased. And if we start to make lower lows on Nasdaq, then I will look for downside. If we start to do it on ES, I will look for downside. If news comes out that's inherently very bearish, I'll start maybe looking for downside, but I really want to see the technicals push us down. I can only say this so much. In today's video, I don't want to go on a long spill, and I don't want to take too much of your time. VIX is sitting at lows. You have rotations happening in risk-on sectors. You have the weakest areas of the market finally getting love, and you're getting a slight pullback on the Nasdaq. As of right now, this is the opportunity. Everyone was going long on the breakout, trying to catch because they missed that original buy. But this is where you get your opportunity. We'll be live tomorrow, so make sure you check us out, and hopefully we'll have some good opportunities for you. I'm very excited about where we're at. If we start to see volume trickle back in, I'll be very, very excited. The volume on SPY as well here has been lackluster. It all but screams consolidation before it push up. It's my personal opinion, what I'm looking at, trying to be as unbiased as possible. Again, consider liking, consider subscribing. The Interactive Brokers link is down below so you can trade with the best. See you tomorrow.